Good afternoon, it's Jim in beautiful Beaverton, Oregon. Well, we have had 2 weeks or so of really cold weather that we just came out of this morning, really. It's been below freezing all day and all night, pretty much. The coldest temperature I saw was 20 degrees on my thermometer. So we had the oil lamps in the outside greenhouse and the heat lamp in the tiny little greenhouse, and they did indeed do exactly what we had hoped they would, which is keep it all above freezing. So that worked really good. This unit we kept at around 50 degrees in the daytime and down to maybe 40 at night. So it was all above freezing too. So anyhow, we came through it pretty good. So what I wanted to talk about today, let me start by telling a story. Let's say you were in the house and you were having baked potato and it got around to dinner time and you had the sour cream and everything, and you said, God, I wish I had some chives like these here to go. That's what this is, by the way, on my baked potato.
I know.
So you say, okay, I will come bopping out here, cut some chives, and run back in and put it on my potato. Wonderful plan. So you come out here, open the door, get ready to come in here, and you look down, and right there, where the videographer is standing, there is a rat the size of a small dog just standing there on the floor looking at you like, what are you doing in my greenhouse? Well, if you're like me, in a kind of combination of fear and loathing, you retreat and shut the door real quick because it's a big rat, right? So then the question arises, what do you do? And you can have this, by the way, in a garage just as easily this time of year. This time of year, the rats like to prowl looking for food. So let's backtrack a little bit before we say, what do you do? First, let's say, what might you do to prevent this as much as possible? First of all, you keep everything clean. No food around that you can that they can consume, or in plastic bags. I had a bag of bird seed in the garage a while back that they got into. That's something you don't want to do. Put it all in containers. The next thing is seal off any holes you have around the house, or in this case around my greenhouse. If you have small holes, steel wool is what you want. For mice or for rats, they don't like this stuff. They won't eat it. So just jam it around a hole. A rat can get in a hole like this big, this tiny little hole. So you do that, and if it's a larger hole, there's a stuff they call a hardware cloth, which is a mesh cloth, a steel mesh cloth that you can put on over that you can just ask for that at the store, and they'll show you what I'm talking about. So prevent them from coming in. Don't give them a reason to be here, but even with that, they're going to come. So what do we do? So that plan A would be to arm yourself, go back in the garage or in the greenhouse, wherever you happen to be, and fight it out with the rat. And that's not a good plan. Take it from me, from experience, that rats are harder to kill with a stick than you might think. It's not going to turn into a scenario you want to do. So another common way to do it would be rat poison. But you know, if you didn't know this, rat poison is poison. So we're in a aquaponics setup here that we're trying to be as organic as we possibly can. So you don't want poison in here or anywhere. So let's go by that one, and let's say the third and final step is a trap. So I'm going to start with this. This is a mouse trap, a Victor mouse trap. And I'm going to show you what it's like. You arm it and the mouse goes in there, and that's it. This is a rat trap. Also a Victor. More of these than any other trap like it in the world. So anyhow, there's a little pin in there. You pull that off to start with when you're arming. Let me get back to space A. First of all, let's go with the bait. If you read the book and look at the video, they're all going to tell you peanut butter, which I've used and successfully, but I don't think it's the best bait because the rats have a tendency to be able to get it off of there without setting it off. So what I like is American cheese, not just American cheese, but deluxe American cheese. So get yourself a slice of deluxe American cheese, and if you hook it under that little gizmo there and just cover this whole end of this with cheese right there. By the way, you'll see I have rubber gloves on, not vinyl, whatever, latex. It's better if the rats don't smell your hands on any of the food or the trap. Not absolutely necessary, but better. So let's say you have now armed this there. We're going to pull it back, and you will notice these things don't get too close. Are actually pretty strong. We're going to set it there. You're going to hold on to that. Do not let go of that with your finger over there. Okay, the bait's there. Go ahead and take the bait. Pretty good bang, huh? That does it. That's the final thing. Kills them pretty much every time. So, so once you set that, in our case, in this greenhouse, this is obviously a natural place down here for the rats to be. So we pull up the floorboards, and you see we have one set right there. So typically, if you get a rat in here, it's just one that's wandering around, and that's been set for a day, and we haven't got it anymore. So I think we've probably done the job. So anyhow, another thing you should know is the end with the bait. If you're setting it in a house or somewhere that you have a wall, you should set that end up against the wall, or close to the wall where the rat is more likely to hit it right against the wall. They tend to walk along the wall. Anyhow, that's all I got for today. The tip of the day is if you happen to have a tea candle heater just like mine, it will keep a cup of coffee just exactly the right temperature. Anyhow, we'll see you next time.